Welcome to Glorious English. If you truly want to learn English through stories, stay with me till the end. Listen carefully, read slowly, and feel every emotion, because every sentence will teach you real-life English and touch your heart. Today's story will melt your soul. It's about a young bride who found a hidden letter inside her wedding dress. And the secret inside that letter changed everything she knew about her life, her love, and her family. My name is Clara. I was getting married in 7 days. Everything felt like a dream. The flowers, the decorations, the wedding dress my mother had kept for me since I was a child. She said it was made by her best friend many years ago, and she always wanted me to wear it on my big day. I was so excited. Every time I looked at that white dress, I felt my mother's love wrapped around me. I didn't know then that this dress was hiding a secret that would change my entire life. That morning, I went to the small room where my dress was hanging. Sunlight was coming through the window, and everything looked perfect. My best friend, Mia, was with me, helping me check if the dress needed any changes. "It's beautiful, Clara," she said, smiling. I touched the lace, the buttons, and the small pearls. It felt like touching a piece of my mother's memory. But when I moved my hand inside the inner lining, I felt something strange. Something like folded paper stitched under the fabric. At first, I thought it was just part of the sewing, but my heart began to beat faster. I carefully pulled at the corner of the fabric and saw an old piece of paper, yellow and thin. It was hidden so well that no one could find it unless they touched that exact spot. Mia gasped. "What is that?" she whispered. My fingers trembled as I unfolded it. The handwriting looked old and elegant. The first words made my skin cold. "To the woman who will wear this dress." I looked at Mia. "It's a letter," I whispered. I sat on the edge of the bed, my heart pounding. I started to read. "If you are reading this, you must be preparing for your wedding. Please know, this dress carries a story of love, loss, and truth." My hands shook. It was signed only with the name Evelyn. I didn't know anyone by that name. "Maybe it's from your mother's friend?" Mia asked. I nodded, but deep inside, something didn't feel right. The words felt too personal, as if they were written for me. I decided to ask my mother that evening. "Don't just listen. Feel, repeat, and speak aloud to train your accent and emotion." When I showed her the letter, her face turned pale. She sat quietly, staring at the name at the bottom. "Mom, do you know Evelyn?" I asked softly. Her lips trembled. "She was my closest friend," she whispered. "We made this dress together." Then she stood up suddenly, her eyes wet. "Clara, some things are better left in the past." I could feel fear in her voice. But how could I stop? I needed to know the truth. That night, I couldn't sleep. The name Evelyn kept echoing in my mind. The next day, I visited an old tailor shop near the river. The same one my mother used to go to. The owner, an elderly woman, recognized the dress at once. "Oh, this design. Evelyn made this years ago," she said. She was a kind woman, but she disappeared suddenly. My heart skipped a beat. "Disappeared," I repeated. The woman nodded. "She left behind a newborn baby and never came back." My hands grew cold. I realized the story wasn't just about a dress. It was about someone's missing life. That evening, I returned home with questions spinning in my head. I found my mother sitting alone with a photo album. She looked tired. "Ma, who was Evelyn's baby?" I asked. Tears filled her eyes. "Clara, I never wanted you to know like this," she said. "Evelyn wasn't just my friend. She was your real mother." My breath caught. I froze. "What are you saying?" She held my hand tightly. "She gave birth to you but couldn't raise you. I adopted you and promised her I'd tell you when the time was right." The room fell silent. I felt the ground move beneath me. My whole life, my name, my memories, my family, suddenly felt like a story written by someone else. "Why didn't you tell me?" I whispered. My mother cried softly. "I wanted to protect you," she said. "Evelyn was in danger. She hid you from a man who wanted to take you away." My heart ached. The letter wasn't just a message. It was a cry from my real mother. I held the paper close, as if holding her voice in my hands. Days passed, but the wedding felt different now. Every flower, every song reminded me of the woman I never knew. I decided to find out more about Evelyn. I visited the local church and asked the priest about her. He remembered her well. "She used to come here every Sunday," he said. "She was always afraid, always looking behind her." He gave me an old photo. In it, Evelyn stood smiling, holding a baby. Me. My tears fell on the photo. I finally saw the face that had been missing all my life. I wanted to tell my fiancé, Daniel, but I didn't know how. He noticed I was quiet. "Is everything okay?" he asked gently. I smiled weakly. "Just nervous," I said. But inside, I was lost between two worlds, the life I had and the truth I'd found. That night I read the letter again. There was one last line I hadn't noticed before. "When love feels real but life feels strange, follow your heart, not your fear." I didn't understand what it meant then, but soon I would. 2 days before the wedding, I received an envelope with no name. Inside was another letter, written in the same handwriting. My heart almost stopped. "Clara, if you've found this, know that your real father is alive. He lives by the sea, near Greyport." I felt dizzy. Who was sending this? Was Evelyn still alive? I showed it to my mother, and she broke down. "He wasn't a bad man," she said softly. "He didn't even know about you." So suddenly, the wedding didn't seem so important anymore. That night, I made a decision. I took the wedding dress, folded it carefully, and placed it in a box. Daniel tried to stop me. "Clara, what's happening?" he asked. I need to find my father, I said quietly. His eyes softened. Then go. I'll wait for you. Man, I didn't expect that answer. I hugged him tightly. At dawn, I took the first train to Greyport, holding the letter close to my heart. The sea breeze welcomed me, as if it knew I was coming home. In a small wooden house near the shore, I found him. A kind old man opened the door. When he saw my face, his eyes filled with tears. "You look like Evelyn," he whispered. My voice broke. "I'm Clara." He took a step back, shocked. Then he hugged me, as if he had been waiting for that moment all his life. We talked for hours. He told me how he lost Evelyn after an accident, how he searched for her for years. "She always wanted you to know the truth," he said softly. The next morning, I sat by the sea, the letter beside me. I finally felt peace. I realized that life is not just about the people who raise us. It's also about the ones who leave pieces of love behind. My mother who raised me gave me care, and the mother who wrote the letter gave me truth. I decided to wear the wedding dress again, not as a symbol of pain, but of strength. It was no longer just fabric. It was a bridge between two lives. A week later, Daniel came to Greyport. We married on the beach, with both my fathers standing beside me, the one who found me and the one who loved me. When I walked toward Daniel, I felt Evelyn's presence in the wind. The letter that once broke my heart had now healed it. After the ceremony, I placed the letter back inside the dress. Maybe one day, another girl will find it and learn that love, no matter how hidden, always finds its way home. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Glorious English. Comment your favorite line below and learn English with emotions. Turn on the bell. New emotional stories coming every day.